Radha Sagaralita Shri Shakhan Vitansha Om Jnana Dingrandhara Jnana Shalakaya Lakshmana Tasai Shri Gurave Namaha. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Asmadi Guru Path Padma Mithila Purusha Guru Shishima Bhakti-Vidanta Maharaj Srimad Swami Shishima Bhakti-Vidanta Gandhi Maharaj Namnishta Santa Shanruddha Swamiji and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, please accept my humble obeisance. So we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 8th chapter, verse number 18. Prayers by Queen Kunti to Krishna. Commentary by Srila Bhakti-Vidanta Swami Maharaj. That process is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Mam chaya vicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati kaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Krishna says, one who is engaged in my unalloyed service, avyabhicharena, no adulteration, pure devotional service. Mam chaya vicharena bhakti yogena sevate. One who is engaged in the service of the Lord, purified, unalloyed. Unalloyed means no motive. There should not be any motive. It is told in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, first 1.1.11th verse. Anya vilasita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavrutam anukullena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord, Krishna, favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. So other motives, completely zero. Generally, they go to temple, to church, to mosque. Generally, they go with a motive. Just like in the Christian world, they go. They say, God must be order supplier. We shall pray to God and He must supply. Then I accept that He is God. This is the condition. And if He does not supply any order, I don't care for this God. So they are not going to become servant of God. They want to make God His servant. God, give us our daily bread. That's all right. God is giving daily bread. Why you are asking, bothering God? He is supplying food to millions and trillions of living entities. And why not to you? He'll also supply. That is not our problem, that God will supply our bread. He is supplying without asking. Do the animals go to the church and ask for bread? But they are getting sufficient food. They are getting sufficient. Therefore, God consciousness does not mean any motive to take from some God, something from God. That's not God consciousness. You give everything to God. That is God consciousness. Just like the conception of accepting God as child. That is better conception than to accept God as Father. Because from Father we simply take away. Father, give me this, give me that, give me that, give me that. And if you accept God as child, then you have to give everything. This is Gaudiya Vaishnava conception. Yashoda Mai, she has accepted. She is worshipping God as child. So she is always engaged that Krishna may not be in any inconvenience about his body, about his comforts. Always Mother Yashoda is anxious that Krishna is now very naughty. He may not capture some monkey. He may not fall down on the water. He may not be burnt in the fire. Always anxious. Because this is Krishna consciousness. So she is always anxious to give protection to Krishna. The best service. Krishna does not require anyone's service. is complete. Purnam. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Krishna is complete. So you can see that there is two conceptions. In Christianity, that God is our Father. But generally speaking, Father will render service to the child, not the child will render service to the Father. So therefore, it's a much higher conception to think that Krishna is like our son. Then we get a chance to render service to Krishna like Mother Yashoda. Therefore, Srila Bhakti-Vidanta Swami Maharaj is telling that just as the concept of accepting God as a child is more preferable than accepting God as father. Because from a father we simply take and ask for things. Father, give me this, give me that, give me that, give me that. But when you accept God as a child, you are obliged to give everything. This is Gaudiya Vaishnava conception, exemplified by Mother Yashoda. She worships God as a child and is always engaged in ensuring that Krishna faces no inconvenience, whether it is concerning his body or his comfort. Mother Yashoda is always anxious, thinking Krishna is so mischievous. He may try to capture a monkey, fall into water, or get burnt in the fire. Her anxiety is a manifestation of Krishna consciousness. She is always eager to protect Krishna, which is the best service. Although Krishna does not require anyone's service, as he is complete and perfect, for the sake of pleasing his devotee, he becomes dependent. He troubles his mother, saying, I am hungry. Why don't you give me food? I will steal the butter from your stock. You'll see that, Dadi Mathana Ninadei Takta Nidra Prabhate. Krishna will get up in the morning. Dadi Mathana Ninadei Takta Nidra Prabhate Nibrata Padamagaram Vallavinam Pravishta Mukhakamala Samirai Rashu Nirvapya Deepan Kavalita Navanita Patumam Bala Krishna. Krishna will get up in the morning. He will extinguish all the oil lamps and he will steal the butter. So that is Krishna, is butter thief. Or he is drinking the breast milk of Mother Yashoda. Ardun Milita Lochanasya Vibhata Paryaptamekam Staram Sadhya Prasuta Dugdha Digdhamaparam Hastena Sammarjitam Matra Changuri Lalidasya Vadane Smeraya Mane Muhur Vishnu Kshira Kanurudhama Dhavala Dantaditi Patuvam. She is drinking the breast milk of Mother Yashoda. That is Krishna. And Mother Yashoda is seeing his teeth and they are very white. So this satisfaction you will not find in any other religion. Only in Krishna consciousness you get the satisfaction of serving Krishna as a child. So this philosophy, Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, is very sublime. Accept God as subordinate. Krishna says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you'll find everyone worships me with awe and reverence. But if anyone worships me without any awe, veneration, and treats me as insignificant, I like that. So this is actually Sakala Jagata Kare More Vaidi Bhakti More Paite Nahi Shakti. Sakala Jagata Kare More Vaidi Bhakti. That the whole world is involved in performing deity worship. The whole world is involved in regulated devotional service, in the mood of adherence. So Krishna is telling, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sakala Jagata Kare Mora Vaidhi Bhakti. So Vaidhi Bhakti More Paite Nai Shakti. So Vaidhi Bhakti cannot control me. Cannot control me. When considers oneself superior, that I am the mother of Krishna and Krishna is my ward, child, then that Vaidhi Bhakti can control Krishna. That Raganuga Bhakti, which is performed in the footsteps of Mother Yashoda, can control Krishna. So that exchange of Krishna's feeling you can find in this Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, that Mother Yashoda is treating Krishna as very insignificant. He is my child. If I don't give him protection, He will die. Therefore, Krishna is very much obliged to Mother Yashoda, yes. But nobody, everyone comes to God. Oh, God is so exalted and that he is hearing throughout. But when a Mother Yashoda comes and chastises him, he likes it very much. Yes, yes, likes it very much. So Krishna, he likes the chastisement of Mother Yashoda. The whole world is coming. So Krishna, although he happened to be nephew of Kunti, Kunti was Krishna's father's sister, but because she was devotee, she knew that Krishna also, although he's playing the part of his nephew, he is the supreme personality of God. Therefore she said, Namaste Purusham Tvadyam Ishwaram Prakrite Param Alaksham Sarvabhutanam Antarbahiravastitam. You are Ishwara. You are the controller. What kind of controller? There are so many food controller and house controller. So no, not that kind of controller. Prakritehe Param. Your controller, your position is beyond this material world. Prakritehe. Prakriti means this material world. That means these controllers within this material world, they are produced at a certain date and they will be finished at a certain date. These controllers. Just like your President Nixon. He is controller of your country, but his controlling power is given at a certain date and it will be finished at a certain date. So Kunti says, you are not that kind of controller that your controlling power begins at a certain date and finished at a certain date. You'll see that actually when Swami Maharaj was preaching in the Western country, President Nixon, he was actually very powerful and he was the President of the United States. But later on, he was some particular type of scandal, he gets embroidered and then he was removed, impeached or something. President Nixon, so his name was tarnished in some type of political problem and he was kind of, So you can see that he was not a permanent controller. Mr. Nixon was very powerful, but later on he lost all his power. Therefore, Prakriti Param. In the Prakriti, within the material nature, we have got some controlling power, everyone. But that has the beginning and ending. As our life begins and ends, everything here in this material world, it has a beginning and end. But Krishna's controlling power is not like that. He says, so here Kunti says, Namaste Purusham Puadyam. You are the original person. You have created this cosmos. So before the creation of the cosmos, you were controller. And when the cosmos will end, you will remain controller. Therefore, Prakriti Param. Within the Prakriti, within the material nature, everything has got beginning and end, limited. You are not that kind of controller. Prakriti Param. Understanding is that therefore not a part of the material nature. Their point of knowledge. If God has created this material world, then he must not be anything of this material world. Because before creation, he was nothing, and after creation, after annihilation, he will remain. Then how he can be anything of this material world? Material world, anything has got a beginning and end. But God is beyond this material world. He was existing, he said, let there be creation. Just like in your Bible, it is said. So there was creation. So how he can be one of the created beings? By his wish, there was creation, and another thing is that is then his desires, his wish. They are nothing of this material world. They are spiritual. Prakritehe param means superior to this material world. Here, therefore, Swami Maharaj is telling that, therefore, Krishna's controlling power is eternal and beyond the limitations of the material nature. Unlike everything within the material world, which has a beginning and an end, Krishna's control is not subject to such limitations. He is the original person and the creator of the cosmos. Even before the creation of the cosmos and after his dissolution, he remains the ultimate controller. His power is not confined by the boundaries of the material nature. It is eternal and transcendental. In the Bhagavad Gita, you understand there are two kinds of nature, para and apara. So this material nature is apara. Apareyam itastam. Apareyam itastam annam vidya prakritim. Mera ponalo vayu hammano buddhirevacha. Ahankar ityam me vinna prakritirashtada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these eight constitute my separated material energies. The land, water, fire, air, sky. These five elements, they are described in the Bhagavad Gita. Vinna Prakriti Rashtada. They are separated energy, inferior quality energy. But beyond this inferior quality energy, I have got another superior quality of energy. What is that? Jiva Bhuta. You can understand that Jiva Bhuta, the living entities. Edam Dharyate Jagat, Bhagavad Gita 7.5. Because Jiva Bhuta, these living entities, we are superior than the matter because we are controlling the matter. Just like we have been in the riverside, so many things, material things we saw. But who has made it? The living entity. The matter has not come into so many forms without the touch of the living entity. Everyone can understand the big ship, how it has come into existence. Because the living entity planned, engineered how to do it. And he brought material things and he manufactured it. Therefore, this inferior energy, the material things, they are subordinate to the spiritual energy. Therefore, there is Prakriti Para. It's beyond this material nature. His body, his activities, his pastimes, his name, form, everything, it is not material. Therefore, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yogeti tatvataha tattva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in the world. This is my Lord Arjuna. If everyone understands he is, then he becomes liberated. That is Krishna consciousness moment. To try to understand Krishna not as speculation, but as Krishna says, as God says, or as Krishna says, just like Kunti. Kunti is a devotee of Krishna. He said that you are Prakritehe Param. She is authority. She is authority because devotee, every pure devotee, they are how Krishna has accepted to become her nephew. Just like Krishna has accepted to become the nephew, Krishna has accepted to become the son of Yashoda Mai or Devki. Similarly, he has accepted to become a nephew of Kunti Devi. This prayer was offered by Kunti when Krishna was taking leave. After establishing them, after the battle of Kurukshetra, then everything was settled up and Krishna was going back to Dwarka. So he came to offer his respect to his aunt, Kunti Devi. And when the farewell was taking place, Kunti offered his prayers, his prayer to Krishna. Namaste. He happens to be nephew, but she is offering him obeisance because she knows he is playing the part of my nephew, but he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Therefore, although she is superior in position because she is an aunt, she is offering namaste. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. This is the position. So God is invisible. Who? For the person who has no eyes to see me, alaksham. Although he is everywhere, andam tarasta paramanu chyantarastam. एकोपि यसौ रचयितुं जगदण्डकोटिं यशक्तिरस्ति जगदण्डचयादन्ता अण्डान्तरस्थपरमाणुचयान्तरस्थं गोविन्दमादिये पुरुषं तमहं भजामि. He is undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him and is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore. Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan. This Vishwam, this universe, is the transformation of the energy of Krishna. The energy is not different from the energy. Therefore, the whole world is Krishna. The whole world is Krishna. So we have to make our eyes. That eyes can be purified. As it is stated in the Brahma Samhita. Premanjana Chrita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hrideshi Vilokayanti Yamshama Sundara Machinte Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shama. Krishna himself with inconceivable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of love. Santa, those are saintly persons, those who have developed love for God, prema, that anjana, that ointment, who have smeared the ointment of love and on the eyes. So then, just like we apply sometimes ointment, churna. What is called in English churna? Powder, something, anything. When our eyes are cleansed, we think we can see clearly. Similarly, if we apply the ointment of love of Godhead on the eyes, then we can see God. Just like Arjuna, Krishna, Kunti is seeing. Others, they do not understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the Pandavas and the Pandavas' mother, they know that here is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Alaksham. Just like Krishna was exhibiting his Virat Roop in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, only Arjuna was seeing, nobody else. So God reveals himself to the devotee. Although just like Prahlad Maharaj was seeing that Nrsimha Dev has come and his father, atheist father, he was challenging, where is your God? So God is everywhere, but he is not visible to the non-devotee. But one who is devotee, he can see him. Not only once. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hrideshi Vilokayanti. Sarva means he is seeing always Krishna. That is the position of saintly person. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hrideshi Vilokayanti. In the heart, Vilokayanti see. If you see God, you can talk with God. If you can go back to home, back to God, why should you lose this opportunity? This opportunity is in the human being. You can see God. You can talk with God. We can go back home, back to God. Everything is possible. That is Krishna consciousness moment. So, Shriman this verse 1.8.18. Srimati Kunti said, "O Krishna, I offer my obeisances unto you because you are the original personality. You are the original personality and are unaffected by the qualities of material nature. You are existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all. Namaste Purusham Tvadyam Ishwaram Prakrite Param Alaksham Sarvabhutanam Antarbahiravastitam." So Kunti is the aunt, paternal aunt. In Bengali called Pishima. Aunt Pishima. So their sister, Kunti. So when Krishna was going back to Dwarka after finishing the battle of Kurukshetra and establishing Maharaj Yudhishthir on the throne, his mission was that Duryodhana should be thrown out and Yudhishthir must sit down on the throne, Dharmaraj. That is the desire of Krishna or God, that the state executive head should be as pious as Maharaj Yudhishthir. That is the scheme. Unfortunately, people do not want that. They have now discovered this democracy, demon crazy. Shortcut of demon crazy is democracy. All the demons and rogues, they gather together, somehow or other votes and occupy the seat, and the business is plundering. The business is plundering. If you talk very much about this, it will not be very favorable. But according to Shastra, we talk according to Shastra, that a democracy means assembly of rogues and plunderers. That is the statement in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Dasyu dharmavi. The government men will be all dasyu. Dasyu means plunderer, not pickpocket. Pickpocket, somehow or other, if you do not understand, take something from your pocket, and the plunderer or the dasyu, he catches you, and by force, if you don't spare your money, I shall kill you. They are called dasyu. So in the present age of Kali, the government men will be dasyu, dacoits. This is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Dasyu dharmavi. We can see practically. You cannot keep your money. You earn with hard labor, but you cannot keep gold. You cannot keep jewelry. You cannot keep money. And this will be taken away by law. So they make law that Vishnu Maharaj was just quite opposite. He wanted to see that every citizen is so happy that they are not troubled even by excessive heat and excessive cold. Ati Vyadhi. They are not suffering from any disease. They are not suffering from excessive climatic influence. Everyone is eating very nicely, feeling security of person and property. That was Yudhishthira Maharaj. Not only Yudhishthira Maharaj, almost all the kings, they were like that. So Krishna is the original king because he is stated here. Purisham Adyam Namaste Purisham Tvadyam Prakrite Purisham Param Ishwarasara Bhutanam Antarbahiravastitam. So that is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Maya Dhyakshe Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Ketunanena Kaunteya Jagadvi Parivate. This nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Maya Dakshina Prakriti Suyate Sacharati. Even this material nature, wonderful things are going on. That is being controlled by Krishna. This is to be understood. So we are reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literature. What is the purpose? The purpose is Vedesha Sarve Ahameva Vedya. सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वे अहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the composer of Vedanta, and I am of the Vedas. Purpose is to understand Krishna. If you don't understand Krishna, then you are of so-called and Vedantas and Upanishads. They are useless. They are of time. Here Kunti is directly saying, my dear Krishna, you are Adyam Purusha, the original person, and Ishwaram. You are not ordinary person. You are the supreme controller. That is understanding of Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiraj Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme control, supreme body. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. He is the prime cause of all causes. Everyone is controller, but the supreme controller is Krishna. So although this material world is condemned, dukkhalayam ashashvatam, mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam, napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gata. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world. It is full of miseries because they have attained the highest perfection. Krishna says, so it is also Krishna's kingdom because everything belongs to God, Krishna. So this condemned place is created for suffering of the condemned person. Who are condemned? Those who have forgotten Krishna and wants to become happy independently, they are all condemned demons. And those who are surrendered to Krishna, they are not condemned. That's the difference. So although Krishna has created this material world for the condemned person, still he wants to see that they are having their necessities of life, so that they may live prosperously, and let them enjoy for some time this material world according to their inclination. At last, let them come back home, back to Godhead. Just like the criminals, they are condemned, and the God puts them into jail. So for their criminality, they are punished within the jail. But the government does not want that these prisoners may remain perpetually within the jail. The same thing. Try to understand. Government does not want. Government wants that they have been condemned. So for their criminality, let them suffer for some time, and then they correct themselves, and again they are freed. That government wants that remain forever. Government changes instruction classes. Perhaps those who were with me in Ahmedabad were invited by the jail authorities to speak. Who were with me? Nobody in Ahmedabad. What devotee says, yes, I was. Prabhupada is telling, yes. So I was given place just in front of the room where Gandhi was imprisoned. That room is considered as sacred. The government makes such arrangement that these prisoners may be corrected. Similarly, in this material world, although we are all condemned, anyone who is within this material world is condemned, simply there is division. Just like in jail also. There are first-class prisoners, there are second-class prisoners, and third-class prisoners. The first-class prisoners, they are given some facilities. Just like political prisoners, they are given separate bungalow and servants, newspaper, book, but they cannot go out of the prison. That is called first class. Similarly, there are second class and also third class ordinary prisons. So here also we are first class, second class, third class prisoners. Therefore, we find so many varieties of living conditions. But we are all prisoners, and he is the supreme controller. Therefore, Krishna, as supreme controller, he wants his representative to rule over this material world. That is Krishna's mission. In every planet, there is a person, representative of Krishna, who is ruling over the planet, just like the sun planet. The sun planet is being ruled by the sun god. His name is Vivaswan. He was also instructed by Krishna, and that is explained in the fourth chapter. Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanamavayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Ishvakave Abravi. The personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vivaswan. And Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind. And Manu in turn instructed it to Ishvaku. I spoke this philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Just like he spoke to Arjuna, similarly he spoke also. And who can know? He spoke to all the rulers of different planets. Indra, Chandra, Varun, and Sun God, Moon God, so many. 33 millions of planets and 33 millions of rulers. So he wants his representative. So it is the duty of the representative of Krishna to perform, it is the duty of the representative of Krishna to reform these condemned persons to Krishna consciousness. This is their duty. Krishna wants that these rascals, these condemned persons who are suffering in this material world, and they cannot understand that we are suffering. They are making plan. No plan will be successful. Daiviyesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante mayamekam tarantite. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. You can make your plan, but will never be successful. The only plan will be successful. What is that? Mam evaye prapadyante mayam etam tarante. That is the only plan. There is no other plan. But these rascals, they are being put into severe penalty. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam Nabduvanti Mahatmana Samsiddhim Paramam Gata. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis and devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. So that is the only plan. There is no other plan. But these rascals, the more they are forgetting God, they are put into more and more miserable conditions. Practically, we see with the advancement of Kali Yuga, people are forgetting his relationship with Krishna, and the price of commodity and the food grains, the price is they cannot eat sufficiently. So many people are dying of starvation. If they cannot eat, how they will live? So therefore, Krishna gives his instruction. He is the supreme ruler. He gives this order. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhava yajnat bhavanti parjanyo yajnat karma samudbhava. All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yajna, sacrifice. And yajna is born of prescribed duties. We require food grains. This is practical. Who will disagree with Krishna that we don't require food grains? We require bolts and nuts in the factory. Who will say? This is practical. This is not. Just like we see here that they do not have food grains. they are growing jute, they will get some money, more money. But the rascal does not know that I will get more money and will be taken away next by the full grain seller. Similarly, we are interested in industry, in plan making, this or that, so many things. But Krishna does not say that you open slaughterhouses and industries and brothels and cinema. No, Krishna does not say that. Krishna says, grow more food, rascal. You will eat and become strong. And nobody is obeying Krishna. Is it not? Practically try to understand Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, not by sentiment, and preach this philosophy all over the world. What Krishna says, that is practical. Anna bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhava. How we can get anna? There is no rain. You see nowadays there is no rain. Why? Because we are all rascals. We do not know how to get rain. Krishna says, Parjanyat anna sambhava. There will be food grains when there is sufficient rain. And how rain? There will be yajna bhavanti parjanya. If you perform yajna, then there will be sufficient rain. Anna bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhava. Yajnat bhavanti parjanyo. Yajna karma samudbhava. Yajna karma samudbhava. So if you perform yajna, then there will be sufficient rain. So nowadays, you people may say, how to perform yajna? It requires so much money, so much ghee, so much food grains to offer as oblation. But Krishna has made it very easy. Yajna sankirtana prayir yajanti sumedata. Krishna varnam tisha krishnam sangopangastra parshadam yajnai sankirtana prayir yajanti sumedasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. So this text from Srimad Bhagavatam, the Jiva Goswami explained this verse in his commentary on the Bhagavatam known as Krama Sandharva, wherein he says that Lord Krishna also appears with a golden complexion. That golden Lord Krishna is Lord Chaitanya, who is worshipped by intelligent men in this age. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam by Garga Muni, who said that although the child Krishna was blackish, he also appears in three other colors, red, white, and yellow. He exhibited his white and red complexion in the Satya and Treta Yugas respectively. He did not exhibit the remaining color, yellow gold, until he appeared as Lord Chaitanya, who is known as Gaurahari. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Krishna Varna means Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Varna and Krishna Chaitanya are equivalent. The name Krishna appears with both Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Krishna. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he always engages in describing Krishna and thus enjoys transcendental bliss by chanting and remembering his name and form. Lord Krishna himself appears as Lord Chaitanya to preach the highest gospel. Lord Chaitanya always chants the holy name of Krishna and describes it also, because he is Krishna himself. Whoever meets him will automatically chant the holy name of Krishna and later describe it to others. He injects one with transcendental Krishna consciousness, which merges the chanter in transcendental bliss. In all respects, therefore, he appears before everyone as Krishna, either by personality or by sound. Simply by saying Lord Chaitanya, one at once remembers Lord Krishna. One may therefore accept him as Vishnu. In other words, Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna himself. Lord Chaitanya taught Krishna consciousness and chanted the name of Krishna. Therefore, to worship Lord Chaitanya, everyone should together chant the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. To propagate worship in churches is not possible because people have lost interest in that. But anywhere and everywhere, you can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So worshipping Lord Chaitanya, they can perform the highest activity and fulfill the highest religious purpose of satisfying the Supreme Lord. Srila Sarvam Bhattacharya, disciple of Lord Chaitanya, said, the principle of transcendental devotional service having been lost, Sri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared in order to deliver again the process of devotional service. He is so kind that he is distributing the wish. Everyone should be attracted more and more to his lotus feet, as hummingbees are attracted to the lotus flower. You see here that we can please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by Nama Sankirtan. Yajna Sankirtana Pride. I know the Shastras know that in Kali Yuga it will be very difficult to perform the ritualistic yajna ceremony because people will be poor, poverty-stricken. Where they will get ghee and where they will get grain. So no, this is yajna. Kalau nasteva 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 gatiranyata. Hare nama eva kevalam. Kalau nasteva nasteva gatiranyata. In this age of Kali, there is no other means for self-realization than chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name of Lord Hari. Hari Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar, Namahite Haya Sarva Jagata Nistan. In this age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does this is certainly delivered. So this is yajna. So people are so rascal. They will not even chant Hare Krishna mantra. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sankirtanaika Pitaro. Introduce Sankirtan movement. So Sankirtanaika Pitaro. Gaura and Nityananda are the father of the Sankirtan movement. Therefore, Vrindavan Thakur has offered his prayer. Sankirtanaika Pitaro Ajanulambita Bhujau Kanakavadhato Sankirtanaika Pitaro Kamalayatakshu Vishwambaro Yugara. One day Mahaprabhu. So here, Krishna is teaching, Krishna is so kind. He is personally teaching. That is how to perform yajna. He is personally chanting, dancing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The picture is in our front. Personally is teaching us, perform this yajna. You rascal, you will get everything. You will get everything. Now where is the proof? The proof is Krishna consciousness movement. We are simply chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and spending crores of rupees. Simply. What we are doing? We are not doing any business. We are not many professional men. But why we are getting money? We are spending 8 lakhs of rupees every month. And we have got food. We have got milk. We are rather feeding others also. Bringing food. So why don't you see practically how this Krishna consciousness people? They know that we are fabulously rich. This question was raised in Parliament also. So how we became fabulously rich? We did not do anything. I have not taught you anything magic. I simply request you chant Hare Krishna mantra 16 rounds daily. But we are not even following that. This is the only remedy. Yadnai Sankirtana Prayayanti Sumerasa. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvara. He is teaching us this yajna, is giving us the hint. Yajna bhavanti parajanya anna sambhava, anna bhavanti bhutani yajna karma samudbhava. If you do not accept this moment, then you will go on suffering, 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 suffering. If you don't accept this principle, then your future is simply suffering. Prayena alpayusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagye upadruta bhagye upadruta. Learned one. In this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So this is the symptom of Kali Yuga. Manda bhagya, all unfortunate. All unfortunate. Everyone must suffer. This is the position. But if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, perform the yajna, because this is the instruction by the Supreme Person. Purusham Padyam Prakrute Purusham Param. The origin of everything, Janmadasya Yataha. Janmadasya Toranvayaritatashcharthesha Vidnyasvarat Tene Brahmarudaya Adikavaye Muyanti Suraya Tejovari Mrudam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargam Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sadani Rastapuhagam Satyam Param Dhimai. O my Lord Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and is the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the material universe. The Supreme Person from whom everything has come down. That is the order. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us that Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. We are certainly in difficult position, but the only remedy is that we must chant the holy name of the Lord repeatedly. That will solve all the problems. You preach this cult all over the world. So Krishna is the original person. He has admitted and Shastra admits. Here is another authority, Kunti. Kunti, the mother of the Pandavas. Kunti is not ordinary woman. Krishna has gone to offer his respect to take the dust off her feet, because materially she happens to be aunt of Krishna. Elderly lady, superior. So Krishna has gone to pay his respect before departing. That is a system, Vedic system, to offer respect to the superior first of all. So Krishna is going. She knows that I am the personality of Godhead. No, Krishna was touching the feet of Maharaj Yudhishthir because he was elder brother. When Krishna used to come at the Pandava's house, every Pandava knew that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It was not unknown to them, but Krishna was coming down and touching the feet of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and Maharaj Yudhishthir was not returning. He was embracing him because he was younger brother. So this is the etiquette. So the idea is that Krishna is the original person. That is admitted by Arjuna also. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Bhagavad Gita 11.5. They know. They knew it. Not only Kunti knows, but Krishna was, when present, how many people knew? Only the Pandavas knew him perfectly. The Pandava family and some of the other Kuru family. Bhishma knew him. Even Dhritarashtra also knew him. And many other saintly persons, Vyasadeva, Devala, Narad Muni, of course. Narad Muni, of course, does not belong to this planet. So to know Krishna is not very easy job. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhe yatatam api siddhanam kaschimnam veti tatvata. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Actually, Krishna is pleased. He can make himself known to a devotee. Athapite deva padambujadvaya prasadale janupite vai jana tatvam bhagavan mahim eko chiratinman. My Lord, if one ever try even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study Vedas for many years. Anyone who can receive Krishna can understand Krishna. So Krishna is the original person. Another significance of this verse, Krishna is not woman. Just like there are some so-called speculators that Krishna is also the absolute truth or the supreme person, he can also be a woman. But he's not woman. He can assume the role of woman if he likes, but he does not. But it does not mean that he is woman. He is man. Man means the enjoyer. Man or Purusha. Not man, Purusha. So they are Purusha avatar. The three Vishnus. They are called Purusha avatar. Karanodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. They are called Purusha avatar. So Krishna is Purusha. Krishna is the enjoyer and Adyam, the original enjoyer. Adyam Purusha. But what kind of Purusha? Like you and me, just like we are also assuming Purusha. I am male. Not like me. Prakrutehe Param. This Purusha, I am Purusha, another man is another living entity is woman. These are dresses given by this material nature. Actually, we are not Purusha. We are all Prakriti. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Apareyam itostamanyam Prakritim viddhime param jiva bhutam mahabhav itam dharyate java. Besides this, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. So we are all Prakritis. Don't try to become enjoyer. Prakriti means enjoyer. Prakriti is predominated and Purusha is the predominant. So because we are actually, our constitutional position is to become predominated and we are trying artificially to become predominator, that is the trouble. Every one of us, we are trying to become predominated. Actually, we should be predominated. So when we agree to become predominated and agree to surrender to Krishna, yes, Krishna, I was so long under the conception that I am predominated. You are predominated. I am predominated. So I surrender unto you. Manasa deha geha yoki chumora arti lutua pade nanda kishora. That is Bhakti-Vinod Thakur's statement. If you become like that, then we'll be happy to be predominated. Don't try to imitate it. But the imitation is so strong that when person who are very much in knowledge, they are also falsely presenting that I am God. The Maya influence is so strong that at the last stage, therefore they fall down. These people, these Mayavadis who are trying to become God, Arya Krishena Parampadam Tata Patanjanadruta Yushmadangraya Yanyarvindakshi Muktamanas Vayastadhavata Vishuddha Buddhaya Arya Krishena Parampadam Tata Patanjanadruta Yushmadangraya. Someone may say that aside from devotees who always seek shelter at the lotus feet, Lord's lotus feet, there are those who are not devotees but who have accepted different processes for attaining salvation. What happens to them? In answer to this question, Lord Brahma and the other demigods said, O lotus-eyed Lord, all although non-devotees who accept severe austerities and penances to achieve the highest position may think themselves liberated, their intelligence is impure. They fall down from their position of imagined superiority because they have no regard for your lotus feet. To merge into the existence of Supreme, they can merge, you can merge, but you cannot be equal. That is not possible. Asamordha, Bhagavan is Asamordha. But the Mayavadis, they are thinking, we are as good as Krishna. Therefore, they do not go to the temple of Krishna. Because they think, self, I am myself Narayan Krishna. But that is a mistake. Therefore, Shastra says that, Ye Anya Arvindakshi Mukta Manna. They are thinking that they have become liberated, become Narayan, they have become God. But that is a Vishuddha Buddhaya. Because they are thinking like that, because their intelligence is not yet cleansed. Avishuddha Buddhaya. Therefore, Aruya Krutshena Param Padam Tata Patanti Adha Anadruta Yushma Dangraya. Aruya Krutshena, by performing severe austerities, penances, they come to the stage of merging in the Brahma feature. But that does not solve the problem. In the Brahma effulgence, they fall down again. So Krishna is the only Purusha. Prakriti Param. Therefore, Krishna is not a Purusha like us. We are within the Prakriti. We are within the Prakriti. He is beyond the Prakriti. Therefore, his body is not material. He is not within the Prakriti. But the rascals, they cannot understand this. They think that Krishna is like us. Avajananti mamura manusham tanumashikam param bhavamajananto Maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. So because they are moodhas, they think that Krishna is like us. Krishna has a body like us. But that is actually not the fact. Here Kunti says, authority says, Prakrute Param Alaksham. The Prakrute Param. Suppose something is beyond our vision. Just like we are sitting down in this house, we cannot see what is going on upstairs. Alaksham. So Krishna is a person beyond this creation. We can see Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam. Purushabhyam Prakrute Param Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam Antarvairavasitam. Srimati Kunti said, "O Krishna, I offer my obeisance to you because you are the original personality and are unaffected by the qualities of this material world. You are existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all." Still he is in everyone's heart. Ishvara sarvabhutanam ruddeshe arjuna tishtati brahman sarvabhutani yantra rudani maya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are as on a machine made of the material energy. So, Alaksham, invisible. Those who are yogis, they are trying to see, they are trying to Dhyanavasthit Gatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina Utovacha Yam Brahma Vurunendra Ruddhamurtastuvanti Divyastavair Vedai Sangha Padat Pramopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavasthit Gatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidu Sura Suraguna Devaya Tasmai Namah. So the Goswami said, unto that personality whom Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra and the Maruts praise by chanting transcendental hymns and reciting the Vedas with all their corollaries, Padakramas and others always sing, whom yogis in their mind are putting themselves in dance and serving him, and whose limit can never be found by any demigod or demon. And to that personality of God, I offer my humble obeisance. This is one of the very famous stutis in Bhagavatam. Jnana Avasthitu. They are trying to see. So there are different processes of seeing, but actually you can see by one process, that is bhakti. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavam yasyasmi tattvata tato mam tattvato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full Krishna consciousness of me, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So those who have taken the path of devotional service, they'll be able to understand that Krishna is everywhere. Sarvam khalvidam Brahma. Aham brahmano hi pratisthaham amrutasya vayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhe ekam. Krishna is the origin of this Brahma effulgence. We have heard so many times, Krishna is Paramatma. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way, try to understand Krishna. Then you are liberated. Thank you very much. So we'll stop here, this particular lecture. And then tomorrow, I think we'll discuss again the same verse, 1.8.18. Because Swami Maharaj gave 3 lectures on the same verse. It's a very important verse. Thank you, Madam. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you.
Guru Shishya Bhakti-Vidanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev ki Jai, Nikala Krishna Vishnupas, Bhakti-Vidanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Nikala Krishna Vishnupas, Srimad Bhakti-Vidanta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Nikala Krishna Vishnupas, Srimad Gauraganda Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Nikala Krishna Vishnupas, Srimad Bhakti-Vidanta Sai Maharaj ki Jai, Acharya Kesri Sri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, सपरिकर जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी को गोवर्धन द्वार जगन्नाथ श्री मंडल की जय। गंगा जमुना ऋषि भक्तिदेवी की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ हृदय सुभद्रा सुचिंत प्रभु की जय। सर्व विघ्न विनाशन भक्ति विघ्न विनाशन विष्णुदेव भगवान की जय। भक्त श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। चारों संप्रदाय की जय, चारों आचार्य की जय, चारों धामों की जय। आकर मठराज चैतन्य मठ की जय, केशरी गौड़ी मठ की जय, रुचनाम गौड़ी मठ की जय, गिरधारी गौड़ी मठ की जय, रुचनाम गौड़ी मठ की जय, संगनाथ गौड़ी मठ की जय, अन्य शाखा मठ समूह की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, आनंद कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। त्रिवेंद्र स्वामी श्री भक्तनाथ दंडी महाराज की जय। नाम संत प्रभु की जय। मटेर से गोविंद की जय। धामवासी भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर सतनाथ प्रेमानंदे। गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय कृष्णाय कृष्ण अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्ण हरे।